Archangel Michael says, the letter was folded carefully, sealed with pain, and left untouched for a long time, but tonight, something supernatural moves it closer to your heart. The air around you is charged, as if unseen whispers are crawling through the atmosphere, searching for your soul. This message has traveled across timelines, through tears, silence, and longing. It will now enter your energy without you even opening an envelope. You were meant to receive this long ago, but your heart wasn't ready then. Now, at this precise moment, your soul is open, vulnerable, and aligned with the truth you deserve to hear. The energy of this unsent letter carries more than words. It carries buried feelings, hidden pain, and silent love. As night falls, you'll feel a strange pull at your chest, a magnetic force trying to open an emotional doorway. This isn't imagination, this is spiritual reality in motion. The person who once looked into your eyes and silently screamed for you now begs the heavens to let you hear what they never said. Their tears are wrapped in these words, and their soul is restless because the silence they left behind still haunts them. Even though the world has changed, their emotions haven't. What they wrote still trembles with truth. Tonight, the letter arrives, not in your mailbox, but in your dreams, thoughts, and emotions. Type Amen to get blessing 333. You may suddenly feel emotional without knowing why. The reason? Their words are moving through you like wind through trees, felt but unseen. They hope you'll understand without needing to read a single line. This letter was meant to be delivered in their own voice, but fear broke their courage. Now, the spiritual realm has taken over the task. Because the time has come, you deserve to know what they never had the strength to say. Archangel Michael says, this is not about nostalgia. This is about sacred closure or divine reconnection. You'll sense a warmth pressing into your chest like a hand laid softly over your heart. Don't resist the emotions, they are the translation of a soul's message that has waited too long. They started writing it on a night much like this, filled with regret, memories, and trembling hands. They didn't know if they should send it, so they folded it and left it in a drawer. But heaven never forgot. Type Amen to get blessing 645. When you feel a sharp thought of them tonight, don't ignore it. It's not coincidence, it's connection. Their words are reaching you like echoes from a tunnel long sealed off. They wrote, I'm sorry for not choosing you when I had the chance. They continued, I see you everywhere, in dreams, in strangers' faces, in the mirror when I miss myself. And then, if I vanish from the world tomorrow, just know, my soul never stopped calling yours. This isn't a fantasy. Your body will know it when the spiritual contact begins. It will react as if you're physically being held. You might tremble, cry, or even smile without knowing why. Somewhere in the spiritual archives, this letter was stored in your destiny's library. It's being pulled out now, read aloud by the realm of angels who refuse to let your heart go without hearing it. You are being allowed to feel the weight of every word written in ink and silence. Type Amen to get blessing 112. They were scared of what you meant to them. You represented everything too real, too powerful, so they ran. But the letter proves they never really left. Every paragraph they wrote begins with love and ends with fear. Love of who you are. Fear that they weren't enough for you. Tonight, they are closer to you than they've ever been in spirit. Even if they're far in the physical world, their energy is curled up beside your soul. They are whispering, "Please read me, even if I can't deliver this with my own hands." Your heartbeat may shift its rhythm. That's the vibration of a spiritual message syncing with your pulse. They poured their soul into this letter, and now it is merging with yours. Type Amen to get blessing 714. There's a line they wrote that will live inside you now. I wanted to tell you, but I chose silence because I thought it would protect you from me. But silence has only caused storms within both of you. This message is their confession, wrapped in spiritual timing. The reason you didn't receive it then is because healing hadn't started yet. But now, you are ready, and so are they. If you feel their presence in your room tonight, don't be afraid. They are not here to haunt, they are here to heal. The unsent letter acts like a spiritual olive branch. Archangel Michael says, your energy is finally vibrating at the frequency of full truth. The truth doesn't hurt anymore, it frees. And this letter is about to unchain a piece of your heart you forgot was even locked. Type Amen to get blessing 928. You might hear their name in a song, or see it flash somewhere unexpected. It's a sign that their message is activating around you. You're not imagining it, your soul is finally receiving the love it was owed. They wanted to write more but broke down halfway through. They closed the letter with, "Please forgive me if I never become brave enough to show up. But I was always yours." They sealed it with a kiss on the paper, one you can feel in your soul right now. You deserve to know they never moved on emotionally. They only moved away physically. The letter is their final attempt to return without causing harm. This divine message comes not to open wounds, but to wrap them. You are not alone in how you felt. And that's what they hoped you'd realize when this letter finally reached you tonight. Type Amen to get blessing 459. Even if they're with someone else now, their soul is still entangled with yours. You are not forgotten. You are the ghost that still kisses their thoughts in quiet hours. They dream of alternate lives where they chose differently. They imagine waking up beside you, hearing your laughter, watching you breathe. Those visions haunt them more than any nightmare. This letter is soaked in spiritual tears. It comes with a request, not to return, but to understand. They are not seeking your reply, only your peace. You will wake up tomorrow lighter. That's how you'll know the message was received. Your soul will feel like it exhaled something it's held in for years. Type Amen to get blessing 887. Tonight, when you feel chills or warmth suddenly, pause. That's them passing through. Let yourself feel it. Their energy is wrapping you with words they could never say in person. The universe is letting you hear with your heart what your ears never got to listen to. And that's a gift few ever receive. Archangel Michael says, let this message be your sacred release. It's not just about what they wrote. It's about what you needed to hear. They were too afraid to speak, so heaven is speaking for them. Let your emotions come freely. There is no shame in crying, smiling, or holding your chest while the energy moves. This is your moment to spiritually receive a truth that never had physical form. Type Amen to get blessing 562. There is magic in knowing someone carried you inside them this long. Even if it's too late for the physical, the spiritual has no clocks. You are being loved through time tonight. They close the letter with one sentence. No matter where I go, you will always be my unfinished sentence. And that is what they are sending you tonight, not closure, but connection. You can whisper their name tonight, and they will hear it. Because the channel is open. This is a soul-to-soul delivery. Even the stars above you tonight are aligned for this moment. Some of them blink in rhythm with your heartbeat, carrying messages in light form. That's how powerful this moment is. Type Amen to get blessing 224. They are closer than you think. You may hear your phone buzz for no reason or a knock with no one there. That's spiritual confirmation. They tried to reach you one last time. Feel this fully. Don't push it away. Because your healing, your peace, your next chapter starts the moment this letter is spiritually opened. Archangel Michael says, you don't have to reply. You only need to feel it. Let your soul say what your voice cannot. The message is complete now. You've received what was delayed. And your heart knows exactly what to do with it. Type Amen to get blessing 303. The energy of the letter still lingers in your space, like a candle that refuses to burn out even after the flame is gone. You may begin to feel waves of memories returning, not to torment you, but to piece together a puzzle that was never finished. It's not about holding on, it's about finally understanding why you felt so incomplete without ever having closure. Their words were soaked in confusion, but their love was always clear. They had moments of clarity but lacked the courage to act on them. Now, the spirit realm has opened a channel for them to deliver what they never dared say aloud. They were afraid you'd reject them. They feared you moved on and forgot. But the truth is, their heart never unhooked itself from yours. They never mailed the letter because they knew if you read it then, it would reopen everything. Now, in this spiritual moment, there is no destruction, only restoration. This is why it had to come tonight. Type Amen to get blessing 484. You may feel like you're being hugged by something invisible. That's not fantasy, that's energy. It's them, pouring the contents of their letter into your spirit, line by line. They wrote, if this letter finds you, I want you to know I loved you through every season, even the ones I couldn't stay in. That sentence was written with trembling fingers and a soul full of sorrow. You weren't a mistake, you were their awakening. You brought them to life in ways they couldn't explain to anyone. But instead of choosing to grow with you, they chose to grow away from you. They regret that every single day. The letter carries with it more than love, it carries echoes of nights they stayed up, hoping the universe would send them back in time. They begged the stars for a second chance, but life kept moving forward. Now, only this message remains as their offering. Type Amen to get blessing 777. Their soul wandered for years searching for something to replace you. But everything fell short. You were never just a chapter, you were the whole book they refused to finish. Even if they seemed happy, their silence was loud. Even if they smiled, their nights were soaked in tears. Because nothing numbed the pain of not telling you the truth. Tonight, you might feel a warmth near your window, a flicker in your candle, a buzz in your hand. Those are all signs that the letter is being spiritually transferred. Heaven never forgets what your heart was promised. You will begin to feel lighter, more certain of your worth, because the words written long ago have finally kissed your spirit. What they couldn't say then, you now know without needing to read a page. Their soul has spoken, and yours heard it. Type Amen to get blessing 191. This message was protected across realms. It was guarded until you were strong enough to receive it without breaking. Now, instead of shattering you, it is stitching you back together. They wrote, "If I could go back, I wouldn't hesitate. I would run to you instead of away." And while that version of life may not exist, the truth of it is still real. You are worthy of words that never falter, of love that doesn't run, of hands that reach for you without fear. This letter is not just an end, it's a new beginning of inner peace. Their silence is finally over. Let their energy wash through you like waves. Feel their love, their guilt, their desperate hope that you'll understand. And then let yourself rest in the comfort of knowing you were never unloved. Type Amen to get blessing 559. If you feel a sudden heaviness in your chest, don't be alarmed, it's the weight of emotions too long held back. You're not being punished, you're being healed. The letter was not meant to hurt you, only to release what's been trapped. They carried your name in their prayers even when they never spoke it aloud. Their energy reached out to you in crowds, in silence, in dreams. You felt it before, you just didn't know what it was. Tonight, your soul recognizes it clearly. It's the feeling of something unfinished finally making its way to the end of its journey. You can now forgive without confusion, love without ache, remember without breaking. This is your spiritual gift, a final embrace from the heart that once feared you. Now that you've received their message, you can walk into the future lighter. Because the past has finally been heard. Type Amen to get blessing 888. Archangel Michael says, the letter was never meant to stay hidden. Divine timing always had this night circled for you. And now, the words that once stayed locked in someone else's fear are now your truth to carry freely. This is the moment your soul can unclench. This is the moment where their silence no longer screams at you. Because now, you know. You were not abandoned, you were loved silently. You were not forgotten, you were remembered constantly. You were not wrong, they were just afraid. And in this understanding, you are no longer waiting. You are no longer aching for answers. Because the answer came, through spirit, through energy, through divine delivery. Type Amen to get blessing 376. Let yourself sleep in peace tonight. Let the weight lift from your shoulders. You don't need to carry what isn't yours anymore. They are proud of you, even if they never said it. They are grateful you existed in their life, even if it ended in silence. They loved you more than they could admit to themselves. Their letter ends not with a goodbye, but with this, I still believe you were my soul's home. I just didn't know how to live there. And with that, they set you free from wondering why it all ended without closure. Now you know, because the message was never lost, only delayed. As the night continues, you may dream of them. If you do, let the dream complete what reality could not. Let the moment be sacred, and don't resist the emotion that comes with it. Type Amen to get blessing 633. In a world where most people never get to hear what was left unsaid, you have been granted the rarest thing, spiritual closure. The kind that heals not with words, but with energy. The kind that doesn't demand a reply, only your peace. They are somewhere tonight, still thinking of you. Maybe they don't know how to reach out in the physical. But their soul has done the job for them. You can move forward without guilt. You can smile knowing it was real. And you can love again without questioning whether you're worth it. Because you were always worth it. Even if they couldn't say it. Now, heaven has said it for them. Type Amen to get blessing 929. And now the letter has dissolved, not into nothingness, but into your essence. You carry its truth in your breath, its sorrow in your tears, its love in your heartbeat. It's over now, but it's also never truly gone. The energy of this letter will surround you for days to come. It will show up in small moments, a breeze on your neck, a flicker of light, a memory that doesn't hurt anymore. Those are signs that you have been spiritually kissed by someone who still holds you in their soul. Rest tonight, knowing the universe conspired for this moment. You were not late. You were exactly on time for the truth to find you. This was never just a letter. It was a soul reaching out to you through time, fear, and dimension. And now that it has reached you, you are no longer incomplete. You are whole. Type Amen to get blessing 111. They wanted to say so much more, but their hands gave up before their heart did. Some of the words they tried to write never made it onto the page, but you're feeling them now, rushing through your veins like electricity. Even in silence, their soul kept talking to yours, across days, across years, across lifetimes. Tonight, those missing lines are being spoken in a language only your spirit understands. You don't need to translate it, it's being downloaded directly into your energy. You might cry and not know why, or smile and not remember when the feeling started. That's how divine memory works. They had hoped for one more chance. Not necessarily to be together again, but to simply say, you mattered. You always did. Because they couldn't carry the weight of pretending you were just a chapter when you were the entire book. You've spent nights wondering what you did wrong. And now the answer comes, not through logic, but through this sacred, unseen connection. You did nothing wrong. You were just too real for someone who wasn't ready. Type Amen to get blessing 544. In their letter, they didn't beg for a second chance. They prayed for your happiness, even if it didn't include them. That's how deep the love went. It became selfless in its final lines. They ended it with, I hope someone sees you the way I couldn't. I hope they hold your heart the way I dropped it. Those words carried so much sorrow, but they also carried respect. They knew what they lost. And they never stopped grieving it. You may suddenly feel a shift in your body, like a burden being lifted. That's the letter leaving your soul lighter than it found it. It came with weight, but it leaves with healing. Let this be the moment where your story becomes your strength. Let this be the moment you stop waiting for what can never return and start embracing what's still waiting for you. Because now you know the truth, undelivered love still has the power to heal. Type Amen to get blessing 778. You were never crazy for still feeling connected. Their soul kept checking in on you, silently, while the world distracted your mind. But your heart always knew, something unfinished was still echoing. This is the echo's final return. The sound has reached its end, and now you can be free. Free to love without the shadows of what-ifs haunting you. Archangel Michael says, when divine messages arrive, they do not come to reopen wounds, they come to finish the healing. This message wasn't sent to pull you backward. It came to help you walk forward stronger than ever. If a familiar scent passes by you tonight, or a cold breeze brushes your shoulder, pause. Those are confirmations. You are not imagining this, you are receiving something real. Type Amen to get blessing 661. They may never physically say these words to you. They may never knock on your door or show up unannounced. But they gave you what mattered most, the truth of their love, finally reaching you. You now hold something sacred, an unsent letter meant only for your soul. Cherish it, not as a sorrow, but as proof that your love changed someone forever. Even if it ended, it wasn't empty. You were always more than a moment. You were their awakening. And their letter confirms everything you felt wasn't imagined, it was mutual. This spiritual encounter will mark the beginning of your emotional clarity. You may begin to dream again, not just about them, but about the love you deserve. Because what once held you back has now set you free. Type Amen to get blessing 820. Tonight, let yourself feel everything. Let the energy of the letter move through your body like a slow rain after a long drought. Let it clean the corners of your soul where sadness used to hide. You may want to speak out loud, to say something back, do it. Even if they can't hear it physically, their spirit will feel it. You have the power to release them and yourself at the same time. Their soul never stopped remembering you. And your soul never stopped waiting to hear what it's hearing now. That's why this moment feels bigger than life, because it is. Don't rush the healing. Let it wash over you like waves, one emotion at a time. Let this be the beginning of peace in places that never had closure. Type Amen to get blessing 404. They didn't write to trap you in the past. They wrote so you'd know the past wasn't a lie. You were not just someone, they saw you as everything. Every silent stare they gave you held a storm they didn't know how to speak through. Every goodbye was a lie they told themselves to protect you. But none of it was easy for them, this letter proves that. They end with one final thought: if I have to disappear from your life forever, I want you to know, you were my greatest truth. Those words didn't reach you in time back then. But they've arrived now, right when your spirit was finally strong enough to hold them. This letter didn't come too late. It came right when your soul needed it most. You didn't miss your message, it found you, because heaven made sure it would. Type Amen to get blessing 200. So now, breathe. Breathe in what was unsaid. Breathe out what was misunderstood. You've received a message carried by the hands of angels, wrapped in the emotions of a soul that still honors you. And with that, you are free, not from love, but from the ache of unknowing. The fog has lifted. There will be more blessings now. Because when the heart clears, the path does too. This letter was the last key you needed to unlock what's ahead. Let their memory rest in gratitude now, not confusion. Let their message live in you as proof of your impact, not your pain. You were always more than they could express, and now, you know that for sure. Type Amen to get blessing 633. Archangel Michael says, your heart has received a sacred download. One that changes how you see your past, and how you walk into your future. Keep walking, now lighter, now wiser, now truly whole. You are not waiting for answers anymore. You've got them. You've received what others never do, divine confirmation from a soul who couldn't say it in time. Let peace settle into your bones tonight. Let love find its new way into your life now that the old wounds have been healed. And most of all, trust, you were always deeply, quietly, endlessly loved. The unsent letter didn't miss its purpose. It fulfilled it in the most divine way possible, by reaching your spirit, not your hands. That's what makes it eternal. Type Amen to get blessing 999.